right, we are about to get started. Welcome, guys. We do this every Wednesday webinar. We do live trading and training. So I just wanted to go over a few pairs, and before we get started with the training, like I said, we will go over some basic stuff as well on placing buy stops, buy limits, sell stops, and sell limits. I had some feedback from few people, so we'll explain how that works as well, and how even if you are late for to enter the trade that we might call, how you can still evaluate if it's a good time for you to enter, and if you should just let it go, meaning if the move already happened and you should avoid entering that trade, and therefore not increasing your risk. So let's start here with the gold. Gold has been trending up, already respected few times this strong weekly resistance. However, I do see this eventually breaking above and heading towards this level right here. I have 1567 right now. We do have a buy stop on this trade at 1547. So that will be triggered if we have a clean and confirmed breakout, so that we can ride this to the top. As of right now, I personally been just scalping it up and down, sort of hedging it. Because there is no precise indication if it's going to finally break above or is going back down to test this daily support once again. So as of right now, I don't see any potential entry. I would personally wait, see if we get a test here, and maybe you can sell it if it shows yet another rejection of it. And you can definitely let's say go for about 40 to 75 pips if this happens again. Otherwise, if you see the breakout and retest of this zone, then definitely advise taking buys, because it will continue rising. Let's go to GBP/USD. A lot of people have traded this today. I seen in the chat. Me personally, I didn't. Let's see what's going on. Okay. So the rally on GU was to test this downtrend, as you can see here. I have drawn. It did had a slight breakout, but immediately reversed back down. Damn, that was a nice drop. Wow, 120 pips. Yeah, I missed that, and I'm okay with that, because I don't have what they call fear of missing out for the trade. So if I catch the setup, I'll trade it. If don't, I just move on. But looking at it, it looks like after series of higher lows, now it started to creating lower highs. So what the higher low is, it's when you have the uptrend and you have creation of higher tops. They call them higher actually higher highs. I'm sorry, so this would be higher high. So there was a 3 in a row, and then there was a breakout to the downside. So now it's creating lower highs. Let's see here, the trend line. Yeah, definitely broke and retested it. So I personally expect continuation of this bearish movement to the bottom side. Also, we can measure this with Fibonacci tool. So let's see. We had a slightly higher retrace than 61.8, but if you guys were attending the webinars or looking at the recordings, As long as this doesn't retrace higher than 78.6, this is still valid direction, meaning it's still a highly indication that this will continue now bearish movement. However, let's take a look at this support that it has formed now on a 1 hour time frame. So let's use this. So this is the level that needs to be broken for this to clearly continue down. Because it is serving as a minor support at the moment. Yeah, definitely there is a. So what I like to do, I box the zone right here. It's a little bit high. Yeah, we do have to box the whole area here. So this is now serving as a minor support. However, I do expect this to keep going down because this would be the support that needs to be tested again, because after the breakout, yeah, we did have this weak test of it on the spike down, but wicks get filled with momentum, meaning there is a bearish momentum right now, even though it's a slowdown at the moment. I believe this will get filled, so that would be for, let's say, for about 50 pips, and potentially, you know, further down, depending on how high of a bearish momentum we see. However, there is a possibility that this could, you know, reverse from the zone as well. So that's why I always say wait for some higher confirmation. Let's see if we can do this trend from here. Not the prettiest. Let's see, 1 hour. Yeah, cutting the candle. Yeah, your trend lines shouldn't be cutting the body of the candlesticks. Body means, you know, the full, as you see, this is full bearish body, this is full bearish, so it shouldn't be cutting through them. And on the 4 hour, this looks a bit prettier. So yeah, it definitely rejected that. Definitely rejected the trend line there perfectly. So I would definitely look for this, like I said, to fill this wick, test this support, and potentially had another touch on this trend line. In case that this breaks support and this trend line, this should be a really nice drop. So something like that, and then probably targeting this area once again. But I cannot say that that will happen for sure. That's why we have to wait for the market to show us what it will do. Let's go over GJ real quick. We are in this sell. GJ broke the daily support. Now it became resistance. Looks like it is going for a slight pullback, probably to test this area here, 129,400, before it continues bearish movement. Another stronger pullback than usual on GBP pairs, 78.6, perfect rejection, and continued to fall after this spike. So similar to all GBPs, I believe you will see those wigs that I definitely expect them to be filled. So you can, if you are not in this trade, you can wait for this slight retrace and pullback to be done, and then you can enter, sell, and write this down. So pretty straightforward. GA, haven't looked at this. It's old. All right, well, GA definitely broke back down. Pretty sure it's again stronger retrace. Actually, this was 61.8, a little bit stronger. Yeah, I see this falling another 100 pips. It's already pushing down. Yeah, definitely. So this 30-minute candle could probably engulf this. And also, guys, this is if this 30 candle pulls down and engulfs this previous bullish one, that's called as a evening star candlestick pattern, where you have three candles and first two are pushing in one direction, and then you have the reversal one going the opposite way, which is, if you trade candlesticks, strong indication of uh, uh, downwards movement, meaning bearish. So I'll let it be for right now. GN is probably looking at, I was about to say, same as GA, because they pretty much move the same. Yeah, perfect rejection from the zone. Yeah, so GA and GN are looking as a nice fall as well. So a lot of people ask me, like, what are the pairs that I mainly trade, and I always tell them I trade gold, GBPs, and some euro pairs. I'm selective with them. Uh, but when it comes to GBP pairs, I trade mainly GBP JPY, GBP AUD, GBP NZD, and if you are wondering why, it's because they are more volatile than GBP USD and maybe CAD and CHF. And also there is a correlation between GA and GN. So if one moves in one direction and it's pretty clear, then the other one is almost 100% going to move exactly the same. The reason I always analyze both of them, because on it can happen at the times that there is a little better indication on let's say GA than GN, but essentially they will make a same move. So if you need to take a look at one or the other one to see like a better confirmation, and that is what I do. So definitely see this coming back down. Let's look at Euro AUD. I called sell stop on this, and looks like it's headed back down. So I'm happy to see that. Sell stop is, I believe, 64,550. So about 12 pips away. But I do like to see this rejection here. Let's see in 1 hour. Oh yeah, pretty sure we tested this. Yep. Yep. Nice rejection. So yeah, I would essentially, what I'm looking here, I'm looking for a breakout of this ascending channel. You can delete that, because as you see, it had a strong bearish move, and then it's showing slight correction, pretty much making the uh, ascending triangle, and I would expect this breakout to happen because it rejected now this intraday resistance, and it's most likely gonna go back down to 63.60 once it breaks out of the channel. So pretty straightforward again. Let's see, Euro GBP. A lot of people have traded this today as well. I did not. Let's see. Interesting. Yeah, this was the trade I took. I believe was, yeah, this was last week. Breakout of the triangle. Really easy setup. I did not mean to do that. That goes back day. So this is now resistance. There we go. Okay, so this, let's see. It's about 50. I would actually expect this to come back down, to be honest, because there's so many wicks, and see how this zone has been rejected so many times because it is intraday resistance. So what's actually really possible is to see this retest once again and then fall. So if somebody is looking to trade Euro GBP, it's not one of my favorite Euro pairs. So I trade it sometimes only when I see nice, pattern breaks like that. Also breakout and retests, and like this happened here, doji, and then essentially it fell down. Same here, huge bullish move, and then a retest, and then it came back down for what, 77 pips. So I don't trade this pair a lot, but this is essentially what I see on it. I believe it will pull back up, retest this, and then come back down. So if any one of you is trading this, it should be, decent move, about 90 pips. Your NZD, I called sell here because I saw rejection of this weekly resistance. Let me just see. Yeah, we are actually up 22 pips right now, so that's nice. Yeah, very nice rejection. You see now immediately turning bearish. I really like to see that. I did give take profits 70. Well, let's see. I think it was 70. Yeah, 75. So right here, first take profit. Let's put it on 1 hour. And I can tell you why I did that. So about right here. And then 74.50. About here. So the reason I give those two take profits is because this one will be first minor support, which I don't expect to hold, to be honest. As you see here, there's not too much in a market structure, like there's not too much in the way. So I would definitely expect this TP2 to be reached eventually. And probably there is a potential for this to fall all the way to 73.50, which would be amazing. That would be 200 pip move. So I will look for to update this, especially when this trend gets broken. Right there. So as of right now, it's looking good. Just gonna send the update to put stop loss at the entry. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, there's a signal. I'm gonna check that. Euro AD. I think that was just a spike. Let's just check. Oh, it's trying to go bullish again. Okay. Well, it might fill this wick, but it still didn't trigger a sell stop, so I'm okay if this goes back up to fill the wick before coming back down. I just don't like when it shows fake out, meaning comes touch the order and then runs the opposite way. So I'm okay with that. This was something I was looking at earlier about USD CAD. Um, it has broken this really strong and long uptrend. So this rally to the upside could be just another retest. Also, we have a really strong liquidity zone here. Or yes, I will explain that. Give me 1 second. So as we see here, it's probably going to test this trend line again and then come back down. I am holding sell on this. I have actually like 2 or 3 positions on it. So I will probably send this trade once I see completion of this retrace pullback, and definitely looking forward to take it down. Let's go back to Euro AUD because we had a question from iPhone J. Can you explain how you could tell that was just a spike? If you are referring to the alert that just came, or this, I believe you're referring to alert. Let's see. So as you see here, based on the K2 strategy, unless the signal completes and verifies the trend, it just can be spikes. So the way it's set up is on the 30-minute, it will start giving you alert that certain movement is forming. Meaning right now is looking like it's going to make a bullish signal for a buy, and that's why I call that spiking, because the markets is trying to push up, but there's no real pressure, as you can see right now. And also this was the spike from the Tokyo session, I believe, or early Sydney session, because you can tell it's a spike because of those wicks. So you see, well, this one got covered, but the second candle right here, it just rejected this intraday resistance. So now what it could happen that this this candle, or maybe the following one, will cover this fully, meaning the body of the candle will come up and make a full candle like body, or like that, to cover this wick, because that can happen before this actually starts coming back down. Does that make sense? Sure, you are welcome. Definitely stop me at any point if you have any questions or something is not clear. So we did USD CAD, Euro USD, still holding buys here. Let's clear this up actually. 1 second. Actually have 2 buy positions on this. It's been playing around, but yet again, if you extend this, came to test this zone, Euro is really falling to continue this strong bearish move to the downside. And this is actually pretty low point for Euro USD. I don't remember when it was last time it's been this low. We can check on weekly. We do have that crazy spike. So actually, well, I don't consider this, because this was some crazy news event. I cannot remember what happened on. This is July 29, but it is falling to to break this current level here, the box that I highlighted. Do I watch any news events to trade? Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely watch it. I'll go to Forex Factory. So right here, this is what I personally use. So I did, I didn't trade it oil today, so it really didn't matter to me. NZD, I wasn't into that too much, and we did had some AUD negative reports, so that's what probably caused the spike. It's weakness in AUD pairs. That's why you saw EA and GA probably jumped up a little bit. It's because this report came out. For tomorrow, right here. So for tomorrow, really news that you should pay attention to if you trade or looking to trade USD is this at 8:30 a.m. It's a preliminary GDP, so that can definitely push USD liquidity in the market because it is important economic release. As well as AUD actually building approvals. This could bring some AUD momentum in the market, but this is late at the evening. And for the Friday, we have very important Canadian report on GDP or gross domestic product. So this will really move CAD, especially if there is if the official report is like a notable difference from what here was before. So previous was 0.2%, and they are forecasting, meaning they are trying to predict that this one will be 0.1, which would be less. So if this happened to be like negative 0.03, just saying example, Canadian will become very weak on Friday. But again, you have to do some extensive research to try to predict what this would be. That would mean a lot of things fall into overall gross domestic product. So it will take some time. Personally, I am technical trader. I will as much as time allows me, try to research in my own free and own time if I can find something, because let's say I wake up 7 a.m. on Friday and USD CAD has lined up for a really nice sell, and I have about hour and a half to do some research, and I find that actually Canadian dollar will be weak based on potential prediction for this that will negatively impact Canadian dollar. So if I do that and I'm trying to sell USD CAD, that won't really work, because if Canadian becomes weak, USD CAD will most likely have a pretty bullish move, because Canadian, even though the dollar might be weak, but at that time, at the point of this economic release, Canadian will become really weak, meaning weaker than dollar at the moment, and it will cause USD CAD to go up. So I hope that answers the question. But let's go back 1 hour here. But another great, let's say, site is definitely in investing.com. They also have a great app. I have it on my phone. You can just log in and read the latest economic news. It's really good app. I love it. Also, Bloomberg radio station, definitely number one business radio station. You can listen to them at home. They have a TV channel, and also I believe their radio frequency is 99.1. So yeah, this all can help you, keep in touch with the latest economic updates. So it's definitely a good thing to be involved into um, fundamentals, meaning possible news releases, and so that you don't end up on the wrong side. And if you can align fundamental with the technical, that's amazing. So the reason I still look this as a buy is because we had this huge rally here. I mean, this was most likely news as well, or may have been some tweet. I cannot tell for sure. Is because this might be just like a major pullback from this entire move. It is currently under the weekly support, but this zone has held multiple times right now. So I am expecting for this to start going back up. But if it ends up hitting my stop loss, that is fine. I can look for re-entry. Just right now, I don't see this honestly falling all the way back here. So for that reason, I'm still holding my buy on EU. USD have a look at this also. Okay. So this had a strong pullback as well. And another thing why I'm looking for EU to go up is because I am expecting weak US dollar. And that is what I see here. Pretty sure this will continue back down. Yeah, good 31 pips. And we can see what will happen from there. So there's really not much about it. This is, let's say, yeah, I mean, this 61.8 level, it is a sort of a resistance area as well as right here, because it created those stronger pullbacks here and some traffic as far as the candlesticks. And I don't see it heading back up. It is in this zone. But I mean, it is showing even bearish momentum at the moment, so I definitely see this coming back down. And once it reaches this level, we can look whether it's ready to go back up, or it will continue down and eventually break this level and probably target this second weekly support. So for right now, I would just let it be, because we are late on this. The entry would have been, if not after this rejection and this second pullback to the zone, it should have been sell stop here at 61.8, and it already made, let's say, 13 pip moves. So I wouldn't personally chase that. So let's say USD JPY. Okay, oh wow, yeah, well, this was a gap. Not that. From here. So this was a gap and a really very, very strong pullback. Actually, even 88.6. But that is 2 weeks. And then the full body rejected 78.6, came back down to the zone, again 78.6. So I do personally see this coming further down. So yeah, probably at least to here. I don't see it reversing from here to the upside. It will be a little awkward, to be honest. So, and why I wouldn't enter this right now? First, because yeah, it is possible that this will go back up to this resistance once again from here. it is possible because it's in the middle of the zone, almost exactly in the middle of the zone. But for me personally, it would be better to see this come back down, because I know this is a strong area of rejection. And if the price action shows rejection once again from here, then I would feel more comfortable buying this to the upside, rather than doing it from here and possibly getting faked out. Because for me, the way I trade, I don't see any confirmation here to buy it right now, especially the last 2 hour bearish candles, and you see it's continuing to push down. So I would just let it be. Let's see. CAD JPY. Okay, that is, yeah, I mean, pretty much I see all the pairs against JPY falling. They usually have a same setup. JPY is strong, again here, very simple and efficient market structure. Came back up to intraday resistance, rejected, made the double top with the second rejection, and from there it should have been easy sell. Yeah, I missed this because it's not one of the major pairs I trade, but it's definitely nice 75 pip drop. So really simple setup, rejection, double top, and continued back down. So we actually had 2 alerts. What was it? Ripple and EU. That's okay. AUDJPY, I can imagine, same setup. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, this is, I always show examples. The setups I would take, you see how we rejected weekly resistance, immediately came back down. I had a stronger pullback, which you measure with Fibonacci. Let me just move that there, right there. So yeah, I had about 50% rejection, and then came yet back down. What it did, it broke below, rejected the intraday resistance now, essentially made a sideways move, and then again here made a double top into the resistance, and simple sell, really, if you follow it. So yeah, that's pretty much. GJ is doing nice. Yep, might not even get the retrace. Euro NZD, okay, still doing okay. GJ could be really nice sell here. GA. Let me just check something. If we sell here, it's 40 pip stop loss for it's 1 to 2. I'd rather wait a little more. I would love to see a pullback there and rejection, and then sell it down. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that for right now. Okay, so now what I wanted to go over first is how do we enter pending orders in a market. So let's write here, pending orders. Right. So there's 4 types of pending orders. Let's first do buy ones. So there is buy limit. So what buy limit is, if the price is moving above certain level and you expect pullback to that level, let's say, let's make a real-time example, right? So here, this is GBP AUD, right? So the price is currently at 1.81370, right? So let's say you were looking to buy this. So you would use buy limit if you don't feel like this is the time to enter by market, meaning entering at the current market price. So you are anticipating certain pullback, let's say up to here, right? So if you're expecting this price to fall down here and then reverse from here to the upside, right? Because the current price is above the level before this pullback, if you wanted to get in, you will use buy limit, and you would set it at 1.81 150, for example. So meaning you expect this price to fall another, let's say, 25 pips before it starts going back up. So in that case, you will use buy limit, meaning you're trying to buy below the current market price. So you're looking for better entry, and based on your analysis, you firmly believe that this will pull back down further before it continues, let's say, going up. This is just for sake of example. So that would be the example of buy limit. Another buy pending order would be buy stop, right? So buy stop. And we're going to leave that for now. So what the buy stop means? So buy stop means here the price is now at 1.81412. Let's say you still are looking for this pair to keep on bullish momentum, but you don't feel comfortable buying it before it, and until it breaks this. This is resistance. This is daily resistance. Let's make that right. So you don't feel comfortable buying yet until you see breakout here, right? Breakout, and maybe some retest, and then continuation to the upside, right? So you say, okay, so I am looking to buy this, but I want to really wait for this to show a clear breakout of this resistance and some retest, and then I'm gonna buy it. So let's say you would want to buy it at this level, right, which is 1.8180. So in this case, you will use buy stop, and you would put your entry at 1.81800, right? So this would be your entry right here. You know that if this continues up and it breaks this level, that this is now the safe buy zone for you, because this will now become strong daily support. So the buy stop, in simple words, is buying on the momentum, meaning you want to buy at the higher market price than it's currently trading at. So those are the two examples of buy pending orders in a market. So let's go with the sell ones. So we're gonna do sell limit first, right? Sell limit. All right. So this example of sell limit, let's say, obviously this was a bearish impulse move. So what you are seeing here, and actually this is not making it up, this is a pullback after this bearish impulse move, right? So you don't feel comfortable selling it just yet, right? You are expecting that this will come back, test this daily resistance, which I actually really believe that this will happen right now. So we are just going over it, explaining what would we do. So you don't feel like selling it just yet because you don't really see bearish momentum as of right now. So you want to wait for this to actually come back and retest this daily resistance, because this fell a little bit short. So did this wick. So it wasn't really full body retest and rejection from here. So in that case, you will use sell limit as a pending order, and you would put it at this level, 8170, meaning you are expecting this to continue on a bearish move, but you are predicting that this pullback will happen, meaning it will be higher pullback than it's currently. So you would put sell limit at 1.81700. So let's go over it. So price comes back down, hits 8170. You will be entering this trade. So your broker will put you in this trade if this price pulls to 8170. So now you are in the sell, right? Because your sell limit has activated, right? And you might want to put, let's say, stop loss above this swing high, just so you give it little room in case it's has a fake breakout and stuff like that before it actually continues back down. So that will be example of sell limit. And then we have sell stop, right? So sell stop. So we have obviously pullback after this move, as I mentioned already, and now you are looking to again continue selling this, right? But you don't see personally that this will actually have this stronger pullback to the daily resistance, right? But also you don't feel comfortable selling just yet because it's consolidating on 1 hour time frame, which it is. You see, it's going sideways. So you decide, okay, so instead of me guessing if it's going to pull back up here or selling it from here and then being in a drawdown for about 35-40 pips, I'm just gonna wait until it breaks this low here, current low, and then I'm gonna be entering the trade. So your entry would be, let's say, 81, right? So in that case, you have to use sell stop at 1.81. So sell stop means that you want to catch once this bearish momentum kicks in, right? It can happen in hour, 2 hours, 3 hours before London or at the London opening. So once the major banks from Europe start opening, and they also are looking to continue selling off this pair, you want to make sure that you grab the piece of this move. Because once this bearish momentum kick in and starts moving it down, which I expected, because like I said, I would like to see this wick filled, you will be entering the trade at 1.81 and probably grabbing about 60 to 80 pips. So this is, let's say, a little bit safer way if you don't feel comfortable and you don't really have a hold yet about, predicting where this pullback will end or happen. And also, um, it prevents you from let's say having this sell limit and then something happens or news release comes and continue pushing this and actually reversing this back into the bullish, right? So this for some people is a safer way to enter the sell by waiting for the price action to break this certain current consolidation and then just ride it back down. So those would be examples of pending orders in a market. Other than that, when you see some of us, sell or buy, that means you enter at the current market price. When you open your MT4, you open the trade and you immediately go into the buy, and then you put whatever stop loss and take profit is given. So can you just guys let me know if this makes sense? Do we need to go over it again? What is confusing you? All right, awesome. So glad to hear that. So now I did also wanted to ask you guys, what is the one thing that, let's say, awesome, Dave. Thank you, bro. So I wanted actually to encourage you guys to speak up and share, because I mean, if you guys know, we are in this community to help each other, and that is our ultimate goal. So we don't want you to remain in that comfort zone that you are facing obstacle in, and you cannot have that breakthrough, and because you have, let's say, difficulty sharing what is currently one thing that you are struggling with as far as it comes to trading forex market. So I would like to hear from you what is something that you might want further clarification on, or some advice. Is it a trading plan? Is it your risk management? Is it knowing how many trades to take, when to enter, when to exit? So I just wanted to give you some time and freedom to actually share, so we can hopefully cover that and help you with whatever might be one thing that's actually not so clear. and it's preventing you from actually becoming independent trader, because that is essentially what we all want you to be. We all want you to be in your own control. Obviously, I always share my own trades, and every trade that I share, I personally, it's my personal trade. I enter it as well. If it's loss, I suffer the same loss. But what the goal is actually to be able to help you, you know get to that point where you can just trade on your own. And the benefit of that is not just that you don't have to depend on anyone, but also you can have your own schedule and find the best time that works for whatever life activities you have. Most of us have still jobs, so if you work 9 to 5, that means you cannot really trade New York session. So if you already know how to trade, then maybe you can place trades before you go to bed, before the London session, or you can get up early on the London and see if you can find some setups. So the main point is, I would like to feel free to share what is it, something that you want me to specifically focus on. Is it like identifying key zones, trends, patterns in the market, Fibonacci? Even though I always try to cover Fibonacci whenever we have session, because it is a little more complex tool, because people, not most, but good amount of people don't know how to properly use it, and it's really amazing indication of price action. So I don't want to keep going on, but I believe you get what I'm trying to say. So if you want to, you can either unmute yourself or type in the chat, and I'm here to if any how possible try to help you with whatever there is a need. Okay, so we do have a question. What are the time frame for the different sections? Can you? Okay, so I'll be honest, I'm a little bit confused with that question. I'm not sure what do you specifically mean. What are the time frame for the different sections? Do you mean like sessions, like when when is the London, when is the New York, when is the Asian session, or you are referring to something in the chart analysis? Okay, when are the certain sessions? Okay, so are you? Well, depends also on the time zone that you live in. So I live on East Coast in United States. So for me, let's start with the London session. Starts at 3 a.m. So it goes anywhere till about 8-9 a.m. Right. So at 8-9 a.m. is what they call crossover. London into the New York session, because at 8 a.m. you also have a dollar index opening, so you will see some movement in USD pairs even before New York session opens. So 9 to 12 a.m. is the peak time, opening of Wall Street and all the major banks and funds in US. So you definitely see USD volatility between 9 and 12, which is noon time. So and as far as the Asian session, the first 2 hours are between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern time, and then the Tokyo session starts at 7 p.m. goes till about 9 is the peak time, and then around 9 till about midnight is Sydney and Australian session. That is like the peak times for the sessions. So another thing to consider, depending along your journey, whichever pairs you see that you are most comfortable with, that you like to trade, and you notice that you had most success with, depending on that, I would definitely recommend sticking to the session that those pairs mainly move in. Excuse me. So for example, I trade, like I said, mainly gold, GBPs, and euro. So for the most time, I see setup on them even before the London session happens, right? And then when the London session kicks in, that is when Euro and GBP pairs start moving. It really varies. Sometimes they can have a decent move even before London opens, and then when the London opens, it might not even have any like a major move for like first 3 hours until like 6 7 a.m. and then you can see like a huge push in those pairs. So I've been following that for over 2 years. I've been trading full time, so I was able to identify that, and I know around what time I can enter and expect to certain move, and I will know for sure, okay, well, this is now time for me to enter, and I can wait, see if it is going to go my direction, and I know it's going to be volatility. So for example, Euro AUD, Euro NZD, GBP AUD, and GBP NZD, I know I can enter them anywhere between 9 p.m. Eastern time and 2 a.m. Eastern time. So that is the window for me to look to enter any of them if I see the setup. Hopefully that helps you a little bit with clarification of certain sessions, and to look for the pairs to correlate in those sessions, because you really don't want to look to trade AUD during the New York session or New Zealand during the New York session. Yeah, you can look for AUD USD, NZD USD moves, but like they are not the main movers during those sessions, if that makes sense. You will mainly look for USD, sometimes GBP and Euro can carry on momentum into the New York session, because they say that if you have certain huge move during the Euro session, London session, then New York can be a retrace of that move. So hopefully that makes a little sense to you. Awesome. You're welcome. Harmonics, good question. I used to use them a lot. The only thing is, sometimes I don't have a patience to wait for them to form. And I actually have a huge, like a wall poster of harmonics here on my wall. I have, let's say, bearish, bullish bat, bearish and bullish butterfly, bearish and bullish crab, and I have bearish and bullish Gartley. Those are the ones that I mainly used to trade before. Essentially, what the harmonics are, for some of you, if you are not familiar with, harmonics are forming off of the certain Fibonacci levels and extensions. That's pretty much all it is. That's how the harmonic develops, and it has to have a certain spread between levels in order to harmonic to be valid, if that makes sense. They are about 80 to 85% accurate in the market, so but it's also a very advanced technical level of trading. So it does take a good amount of practice. First of all, you have to master Fibonacci tool to be able to create harmonics with it, and it takes a lot of practice. So because for me, it's enough to look for price action, certain patterns, and just Fibonacci levels to see from where it's rejecting to where it's most likely to be headed to. So for that reason, I really don't have a need to use harmonics, because by the time harmonic happens, or I anticipate that it will happen, I can already grab a decent amount of pips, and not worried if it's gonna really if the C lag is going to be 88.6, or if this D extension is not going to pass 2.618. So I don't want to talk too much about it and confuse others, because I really try to teach simple way of how I trade and what's proven to work for me. But I do not trade them at the moment. I used to trade them, just to answer your question. Yeah, but it's a great a way of trading. If it's something you are interested in, definitely make sure, like I said, you learn Fibonacci tool to use properly and extensions, because that is what harmonics are made of specific Fibonacci levels. Also, you will find a lot of different um, levels for harmonic patterns, and there's only certain ones that are proven to be working once they develop, because there are variations, like I said, between how far this can extend in order to still be valid, and stuff like that. So yeah, if it's something you are interested in, definitely go for it. But I just want you to know, you should expect to put a really good amount of work and time to train your eyes to spot them and their formations. So yeah. So let's see, guys, if we have some more questions. Can you go really quick on how do you find the daily versus intraday support, and on K2 trades videos, how do you find? Okay, great question. Yes. Let's do first one, a daily versus intraday support. Okay, so to answer the first part of the question, let's go on the daily here. So Eileen, if I don't pronounce that right, please correct me. So okay, awesome. Yeah, I got it right. Anyway, so for, as you see here on my chart, the blue tick lines, they are the weekly levels. I may have written daily resistance on them, because they overlap with the daily resistance. So sometimes weekly zone would be also crossing point of the daily as well, because it has had so many rejections and makes it even stronger to break through, right? And the green lines, as you see them right here, they are my intraday. So intraday, you can spot them even on a daily or on a 4 hour, so either or. And I always switch from the candles to the line chart, right? So I look for those sharp turns, as you see. Let's find example right here, right? So this right here, you see how this level right here is rejecting strongly, right? Rejecting, and then essentially broke down, and then it came back into the same level and rejected again, and then it kept rejecting, and it reversed back down. So eventually, after a few weeks, it broke back up. It came back, retested the same level. So what you look for? You look for the levels that have been rejected many times and also retested upon breakout. So that is how you identify your zone that is usually going to have a certain let's say behavior once it gets to. So if the price action falls back down to this, you can expect rejection, and certain correction or pullback before it breaks down, unless there is some strong economic data or something major that it will just break through, like you see here. This was eventually underneath weekly resistance. It broke back, it broke completely into the next weekly zone, uh, and it broke the intraday resistance, and then it came back down to retest this weekly and daily support, and then it headed back up. So that is how I look for my intraday. We can go on a 4 hour also to verify them. Let's look at here. Okay, so this is also pretty recent example from the market. As you see here, there was a double top rejection off of the daily here, came back down, closed under daily support, it validated as a daily resistance right now, again double top, and it fell down. And you see here, if we zoom in, it broke the intraday support and retested it, and then it continued back down until eventually came back up and retested it. And if you use Fibonacci to measure this is probably about 50% retrace. Yep, see right there. So 50%, and then that is a strong indication that it will continue in the same direction, which you see here, following move. And it came back down and retested the same zone here. Then it broke up and retested, and it came back down into the zone. So you're essentially looking for the major zones that had the most of these curvy moves on the line chart, meaning the rejections, retests. And as you see, the zone we started first, that it was rejected here, eventually was respected 3 times now. And you can see that by those candles. Sometimes it might not be clear on the line chart. You will think this came short, but this was actually retest because the wicks rejected it. Does that make a little more sense now? Okay, awesome. So let's go to the second part of your question on K2 trades videos. How do you find the last swing to find? Okay, awesome. So obviously we're gonna go back on the 30 minutes, and we're gonna switch from the my price action to K2, right? So let's zoom in. So this was a really decent buy signal here. Okay, so first of all, as you guys know who use K2, you have to wait for the full closure on the bullish one here to verify for the signal. The only contradiction to this is that the trend is not, it's not bullish, because it's in indecision. It should have been green for this to be a perfect buy. So even despite the fact that the trend mirror didn't verify this bullish move, I would personally take this just because the recent trend was showing bullish momentum. So let's zoom in as much as possible so we can make it better example. And this would have been long position. So as soon as this candle closed, you would have entered on the opening on the second candle, which would be right here, right? So Sean usually uses for about 10 less candles that has proven to work as a swing low. So since we are entering here, so the previous 10, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So obviously you're not gonna bother with this because this is going higher. If the candles were lined up somewhere in this area that is empty, then you would worried about them. But since it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are showing the last swing low, you will only bother to about here. So this looks like let's say a little bit bigger of a stop loss. Actually, it's pretty big. You would target this next swing high, and it's pretty far from here. So really the next swing high would be either this resistance that I have here, or it would be this level right here. So this would be essentially your swing high. But either way, this has shown to be a valid entry. So it went in profit. So first it went in the drawdown for about, let's say, 32 pips. And if you trade GBPs, you definitely should have about 40 to 50 pips stop loss. The reason I have less is because I try to find the best entry possible, and I trade them for over 2 years. So I feel a little bit more confident having a little reduced stop loss and not trying to have people to go into a larger drawdown. But it is recommended to have 40 to 50 pips stop loss on GBP pairs because they are most volatile in the market. Just to mention that, since we are on GBP AUD example. So this essentially was in a drawdown for about 32 pips, and then it came back up 55 pips. So that was a decent trade. Yeah, you are giving it larger stop loss, but it was a decent turnaround. So you have held drawdown of 31 pips, and then it turned all the way back down to 55 pip profit. So me personally, I would have entered this if I have spotted it in time. And I don't know if I would really target this high level, but usually, Sean doesn't go for this large move. He usually goes for like 20 pips just to be safe. And obviously, like we witnessed, this came up 55 pips, so you would definitely reach that target. Let's look at another example. So this was GA. Let's look at some pair that is not so crazy volatile. I think he actually shared USD CAD earlier in the chat. Yep, that was a recent one. So here, this is a perfect example of a buy, and I also expect it to come back up to retest this trend line. So we have a verified buy signal, and we have the verified uptrend, right? So this is it. This is the entry for you, right? So let's look at the last 10 candles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So your swing low is right here. This is actually really good setup. Really good setup. So you would enter here at the you would not put fibs there. You would put buy buy there. So we said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so your stop loss would be about right here. And your previous swing high, see, it's not really nearby. So you would probably target, you would probably, in this case, go for the equal risk reward. So 12.7 pips. Let's make it 13. So let's make this 13 and this 13. Okay, there you go. So this would be your parameters for this buy, right? You entered, you already in a profit, I believe 2-3 pips, and this would be your target right here with the stop loss. And I think this is a pretty good entry, because it is above the intraday resistance now, so it's looking as a support. And this move to here would retest this trend line before I look to sell it, me personally. So this would be a really good example, everything lined up, the trend mirrors and the buy signal. So does that help a little bit? Correct. Yeah, I mean, it also depends. Like the beauty of it is you can test it on your own. You can see the examples of those signals, and if you are, let's say, mastering excuse me, if you are mastering a specific pair, you're trying to learn behavior of it, you can test it with the 10, with the 5, with the 15, and be able to see what is the the best average of the previous candles to use as a swing low and swing high. So it really is something that you can spot, because it might be varying, on certain pairs, but the 10 is the average that is, used for. So hopefully that helps. Let me know if you would like me to go over more examples. We can do that. Oh, this hit stop loss, the break even. Okay. Damn, that rallied fast. Just. Awesome. I'm glad that was a little more of a help.
Oh.
Hello? Yes?
I came on to it, so I'm not sure where which.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Is that Dion?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm getting good. We're doing weekly reviews.
Well, we were doing doing some training, and also looking at some potential trades. This actually stopped us at the break even, and it's actually what I was expecting, but not hoping to see, is that this week will be covered, so it is fine. I can look for re-entry. I'm just gonna let it be, cover this, and see how it reacts, because it could reject this next zone right here. So 65. So I will wait, see how that reacts. But GJ is doing fairly well. Yeah, this should really fall. It's not even giving a retrace that I was looking at.
Okay.
But yeah, I was pretty much asking everyone to share what they mainly need help with, and what is something that we need to talk about. Is it risk management? Is it learning what session you should relate to the pairs that are mainly moving in that session, stuff like that. So if there's anything you would like to share that you might be struggling with. EU, I'm expecting to pull back up. Prince, I'm still holding by. I had this. Huh?
I was going to say I had EU running since I think yesterday. I had it on a I think it's on a sell right now.
You are in the sell?
Yeah, in EU, but it's been since yesterday though.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm in a buy since yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
okay.
too. I've been on the buy since yesterday also.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
The reason is, I guess you guys just joined us. I was going over this earlier, is because even though it had this strong pullback here and it did close under the weekly support, as you see, this boxed out level here is the liquidity zone that has been tested already 4 or 5 times, and it failed to break below it. So I honestly see this coming back up into the zone, and essentially going to those two take profits, the green 1.11 500 and 1.11. I was targeting 800, but it's marked 9 here, so I'm still holding. If it hits my stop loss, that's fine. I'm gonna look for re-entry, but I am still bullish bias on it.
Okay.
It's crazy seeing people charts compared to your own and them explaining it. So I'm looking at mine. I'm like, I got a similar setup, but it's completely different. It's crazy. My bad. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. We are here to share everything. There's nothing to be sorry about. I like when people actually speak up and discuss trading and all that. So please don't be sorry about anything. But yeah, I that is the reason I'm still holding the bullish bias, because it made this double bottom here, and now it's making higher lows, and I am looking for this to continue rising slowly. It's been weird movement in the market. It looks like USD is I don't know what they're trying to do yet with it. But I think we're gonna have some major move tonight on gold and USD. I am expecting this resistance to be broken tonight, if not New York tomorrow. To be honest, so we do have buy stop on it. But once it breaks clearly above this, it's gonna go up pretty high.
That's the goal.
Yeah, for the gold.
Okay. I try not. I still personally don't understand gold, so I more take your gold trades because I left the two. Well, I take two entries on from what they put last night based on the resistance and stuff, and I got the profit on it. I closed a little earlier than your total profit, though, but I got enough profit on it.
Okay,
But
good.
yeah, but I still don't quite understand gold movement too well. I find that based on its volatility, I find it moves way too much for me to keep up with sometimes how I work and stuff.
I mean, you need a fatter account to trade gold right there for sure. Like you're pushing your margin for sure with trading with gold. It just moves aggressive naturally. That's just how.
Yeah, that's been my problem.
Yeah, it moves like GJ.
Yeah. The gold is the gold and GBP JPY are two most volatile pairs in the market from the currency pairs and
what
the
is it?
commodity.
EUR, NZD. Also, that's another super volatile currency.
GN, yeah, GBP NZD moves a lot too, and EN also, Euro NZD as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, so far for the week we are 2-2. I called two trades. I called first was sell at 154,250 and target was 1535. So we caught 75 pips there, and then it was buy from 1.537. And we put the stop loss in a profit 1539, and it got stopped out. So it's 95 pips on gold so far. We haven't had loss. But the last call I made was the buy stop at 1547, because I want to see clear breakout to the upside before. I mean, we can scalp it here and there, but I don't want to, it's too much to watch, so I was like, all right, we got 95 pips so far. Let's just wait for it to break up and we can ride it.
Okay, understood. Well, I mean, I just monitored. I'm still trying to understand gold. And I know as you mentioned, it's aggressive and stuff. So I try to make sure, because I've really had bad luck with gold. Every other pair I could fairly handle okay. But gold is still a challenge for me sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, gold is really good technical pair. It does respect zones really well, as you can see. It had this insane push, but the thing is, you see, it was already set up. It perfectly rejected the daily support here. The first rejection was here, then it pulled up and then consolidated, and then it just shot up from this support to the next one. So you see the breakout and retest, confirm breakout, and then it pushed up to the weekly zone, and essentially it rejected and came back down to retest at this zone again. So it always goes zone to zone. Maybe whoever was showing you how to trade it before made it complicated, but really is not that complicated. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to sound like I'm 100% right on the gold, but most of the time, I can tell how it's gonna move. So I just make it simple, and you see here, numbers of candles rejecting the support, indicating that this will go back up, and eventually it happens. So
okay. Actually, I have a lot much more luck with oil. Actually, I for the last probably couple of weeks, I did some oil trades, and I find that oil, in
Yeah.
terms of prediction, movement, and stuff, I actually pick up a good bit of pips on oil.
Yeah, see, I had
Um,
this marked up. I didn't trade it. I forgot to trade it, but it came back to the zone. It didn't
right,
break. It didn't break. I actually wanted to sell this today for the news because there was oil news at 10:30
yeah,
a.m. But
yeah,
the thing is, my broker doesn't allow me to trade oil with less than one lot, and I already had few trades running, and I'm like, I don't really wanna, go too much into my margin because I want to
right,
hold the trades that I had. But it was sell, as you can see, it did sell. But I'm okay with missing it. I don't,
okay,
like I mentioned, I don't have emotion if I miss certain trade and I, predicted it right,
right,
because as long as I'm able to spot the behavior, I know next time,
right,
eventually I will catch it because, I don't want to have like, 20 pairs open. I only open, like a lot of, not a lot, but let's say more than 5 positions on a small account where I usually play with it. I would put like $50 or $100 and then I just try to flip it. So if you guys see me send like screenshot in a group, that is usually like the, small account I play with. And that's why I would open, many positions. But other than that, on my main account, I don't, I try really, to be disciplined and, follow what I actually, share with you and
right,
advise you to do. So, yeah.
okay. So with your setup there, because I did go short on oil as you mentioned, short was the based on the news and stuff like that. Where from there you see gold coming? I mean gold. You see oil still coming downwards.
Yeah, I still see it coming down, but I would like to see it break this level here.
So most likely that would be in the morning time. Well,
Yeah.
tomorrow morning.
Well, it is showing bearish pressure, so it's most likely going to break below it. So do something like this, and I would wait for a confirmed breakout,
Yeah.
uh, retest, and then see it going down.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is one of the, let's say, safe ways to trade. When you see the break and retest and
Mhm.
continuation, because it happens 90% of the time.
Right.
And usually people will enter already here. Let's clear this out. They will enter. Oh, yeah, this is now going, bearish. Let me enter the sell. But what can happen here is this candle can just
Mhm.
cover either this wick right here, or it can cover that wick, right? So it can come all the way down here, and then it can just reverse back up,
Right.
because the wicks, they get filled with the momentum in the market. They get filled. So this wick is gonna get covered 100%. I can tell you that already. It's already covered halfway, but it can also cover that one as well. So
Mhm.
you don't want to guess here, sell, and then once this is covered and immediately starts reversing from here, even though it broke clearly the zone, but this retest might not be retest, might be the fake out and reversal back
Mhm.
up. So you are pretty much going in guessing that this will be, rather than waiting, let it cover the wick and let it retest this, confirm that it will close into the zone now, and then continue selling it to the downside, right? So that's how you
Okay.
avoid, fake outs.
Okay. Good. Good advice.
Yeah, and another thing, especially with the oil, because oil pips are calculated differently, and oil
Yeah.
eats margin more than gold. So
Right.
you really want to be careful. Also depends on your broker, but you don't want to, just guess the trade. I mean, you don't want to ever just guess it, because then it's turning into gambling. You want to trade what you see, and find the best entry possible to reduce your risk and increase your reward.
All right.
So yeah.
All right. Cool. Fair enough.
But yeah, oil is pretty much like a gold. It's really technical pair. It's beautiful to trade. I trade it, but not so often. You know, it's been pretty good for me when I traded it. Most of the time I won it, but I don't trade it too much because also it can consolidate, and I like to trade pair that have liquidity when I know that within, let's say, few hours I will know if it's going my way or if it's gonna reach my target, rather than sitting in it for a few days. So
Right.
but yeah. Ian, just let's see.
You did an analysis on AUD USD already?
AUD USD? No, we haven't looked at that. We can check it right now.
Okay, because I actually have that in a short as well, and I was expecting it to come way down a
And
bit.
it looks like it will.
Okay, I had that running last night as well too.
Where did you enter?
I entered at, that's now 67,459.
Oh, nice. So you are up 13 pips now, right?
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, so I was studying if to leave it overnight because I don't think there's any news major until probably in the morning. I didn't check the US news. I know that's usually around 8:30.
There's nothing overnight. Let's see, USD for tomorrow. There's some at 8:30 a.m. So that is something
Okay.
to watch for. But
Okay.
right now, there's nothing really to worry. But yeah, I definitely see this coming down another. Why is this weird? Another 30 pips.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely do.
I think I had it around that.
Was
Yeah.
that?
I think I had it around the same total profit.
Oh, okay, yeah, because
Yeah.
it is riding this. It looks like it's a nice channel. Yeah.
Yep. That's it there.
Yeah, it definitely, see rejected once again, and yeah, it should keep riding it down to this weekly support essentially. So yeah,
Okay, good.
it's a good trade, a really good trade that you spotted. Yeah,
Good.
yeah, because it broke the this intraday support, retested, and yeah, it continued down. So
Yeah,
easy
okay.
setup. Ronnie, Ian, can we re-enter it now? Let's look at. I was just looking at it. I wanna see if it's gonna make up its mind. I would wait for it right now, to be honest. It's leaving those wicks. It might cover this one. So let's see what it does. If it closes back below the weekly resistance, we will be able to re-enter it, because it looks like it might be fake breakout. So I don't want to enter it just yet. But I am expecting it to come back down. I don't know if this will continue up. I don't know even where next zone would be. Let's see. Oh wow, if this breaks up, this will go to the moon. Let's see, this would be the next resistance. It's pretty high. Well, actually, this is the first one. Yeah, if it breaks. Wait, why is okay? 75,466. Yeah, if it ends up breaking here, we could look to buy this for about 120 pips, because this would be next weekly resistance. So I wanna see what it verifies to be, right? I don't wanna enter it just yet, to be honest, because it might turn bullish. But see, now it's rejecting yet again. So Let's see what it does, so we don't get faked out on it. But yeah, it's rejecting hard the zone because this is liquidity zone, so it might be some big sell limit orders in this zone, and they are just trapping the buyers. Yeah. So I would just wait for it personally. GJ, okay, it might give us, but it's really, see, when you see formation like this, it's really struggling to retrace, meaning, you know, bearish momentum is still in there. It might pull back up, but it should really continue falling on GJ. So GA just consolidating. Yeah, I don't like it until we see retest, and then right now it's just, I would just let me, well, still respecting 61.8. Yeah, I'm gonna be up. I don't need to get up early tomorrow, so I will definitely watch for some good trades we can take. But we are still in GJ sell, in EU buy. We have buy stop for gold waiting. EN closed at break even. What else? Let's see. Wait, did sell stop on EA trigger? No, it didn't. So we do have pending sell stop on Euro AUD. Yeah, so we do have that, and I like what I see here. See the rejection of this zone. So I definitely like that. Yeah. I was waiting to see if this week gets filled. Maybe this zone get tested so we can enter by market. But let's keep the sell stop here. Yeah. So once it starts pushing, we can join that move. But yeah, that's for right now. Other than that, just have to be a little patient and wait. Okay, so let me know, guys, if you have any other question or anything about, you know, the Forex, or any pair that I may have not went over and you guys are looking to potentially trade it. Just let me know so we can do that. Like I said, I can stay on as long as you guys need.
I have one more here. USD CHF. I had that in a buy as well, but it shifted a lot downwards. I think between early this morning and well into tonight.
So are you in this trade, you saying?
Yeah, I am in this trade right now currently.
What are you in, sell or buy?
Buy. I was in buy.
Oh, what made you buy it, if you don't mind me asking?
Let me check it back and tell you, because I had it based on what I was looking at. Let's see if I can find it. I'll check it from my phone. Alright, so USD CHF. I was fine. I don't know if it's just me, but I found that CHF pairs move a little different than I expect sometimes.
Yes. Go ahead, I'm listening. Yeah.
Yeah, like the market, I don't know if it's me, as I said, based on how I read it, but I find like with CHF, it seems to be, it don't necessarily stick with trends. Like it may be going one direction and then it could shift overnight easily, and head the other way, even if it is, I predict it going one way. I think I went in a buy last night based off of the where when it hit a low around 97, 97, 90, around there, 190. And I found that it pick up pattern back upwards. I was reading a 24-hour chart.
Okay.
And I think, yeah.
So what was your entry?
My entry was 98, 190. I believe it was, yeah.
So around
Actually,
here.
98, 200, 98, 200. My bad.
98, 100?
200, too.
Oh, okay. So let's look at that. So this is where you entered right here.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Oh, wow. As soon as you entered, it reversed.
Yeah, yeah, basically that's what went on.
Yeah. So you are currently, well, you're currently 15 pips down.
Yeah.
Honestly, earlier when I was looking at it, I was looking for it to come back down to the weekly support before we can see some reversal on it, because I'm expecting weak USD and CHF is along with JPY like safe haven currency. So usually when there is a market instability, and when investors don't see a clear direction on something, they usually hedge their money in Japanese yen and Swiss franc. So I personally still see this coming back down to this weekly support before we see reversal, but it can also pull back up from this zone, because I have it marked up as a um, liquidity zone that once it broke up here, even though it rejected this fib zone, it did maintain in the area. So it's still holding this zone as a support. So I would honestly tell you, hold it unless it breaks 97, unless it breaks 98 even.
Right.
Yeah, so if it breaks 0.98, I would probably look for it to close and then see where it rejects from.
There is so much pips done. We're looking at.
Was that?
How many pips before it reached the support based on your analysis there?
Oh, right now it's only like 5 pips from that zone.
Oh, okay.
You mean the weekly support? I'm sorry. It's
Yeah.
it's 35 pips away.
35. That's quite a lot.
Yeah.
I will watch it because I was watching the liquidity zone and it didn't really go past that as yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why you see it's still maintaining this intraday support here. So it's holding. That's why I would say just hold it unless it breaks below. Then I would look for
Oops. Yeah, that's what I was kind of looking into as well.
What's that?
I said that's what I was looking into as well. The liquidity zone, as you have it marked out, if it breaks that and continues downwards, well then that would be a little bit of pause to close or whatever the case may be.
Right. Got you. Yeah, I mean, I would personally still hold it. I just tell you exactly what I would do. As long as it holds there, there's a chance that it will reverse back up.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I don't trade this pair too much, honestly. I mainly trade CAD, and let's actually check back on it, because okay, it's pulling back up. Yeah, I do want to see it come back up higher and then reject that. Somebody just asked me about Euro NZD. We were looking for it. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be up. I will try to find a good entry for some potential more trades. I told them earlier, but yeah, right now we're holding GJ. Pretty sure it will keep going down.
I didn't enter into GG. I think I saw when you posted it, but I didn't enter into this trade. Oh, you looking for it to come all the way down there?
Sorry, what is it? Oh yeah, I'm expecting it to come back down. Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot. Oops. As I see, you have this setup. What those are the fib lines that people talk about.
What? This right here. Oh, that's Fibonacci. I used it to measure the retrace.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I use it, because this is where the moment the impulse move started. So I was using it to measure it. It had a little higher retrace than usual, but 78.6 is still valid rejection for this to keep going down, and it also broke this daily support, and now it became resistance. So it might pull back up to retest that, but I see continuation to the downside, and also looking forward for this week to be filled as well.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing it there now.
Yeah.
So what would cause this to not go that direction? We would say what? What would you say will cause that?
Sorry, I couldn't clearly hear you. If you don't mind to repeat one more time.
Oh, no problem. What in terms of, I know the market is unpredictable sometimes, but what factors you would say could make this go the opposite direction compared to what you predicted to go downwards?
Honestly, from here, I don't see what could it reverse, because this gap here was already covered, and it has the false breakout above the weekly zone, and then it came right back down. Also, the news from UK, the Boris Johnson had a meeting, or he announced something that they are looking to yet again postpone the Brexit agreement, so that weakened the GBP. So also from the side of fundamental, I don't see this getting reversed back up, because they pretty much extended uncertainty as far as the British pound. So I expect it to go weak for little longer, until at least they stabilize their political party, and they have some positive news about the Brexit for the investors.
Okay. Because I think my main problem with trades is, well, I mean, I'm getting a little bit of practice at it, but long-term trades, I'm not too comfortable with them. So like, if something stays more than a day for me sometimes, or it doesn't make big pip movements in a certain space of time, I may look to close it and take my profit, rather than probably let it run out, completely, and go to total profit, whatever the case may be. So I was just looking at how you have your chart set up there, and I was wondering, like, what factors you would have considered now to leave this to run long term.
Yeah, I mean, I mainly look at the technical alignment and what price action is doing, but sometimes you can have new news releases, and big like people from the government, like prime ministers and presidents, announce something that can completely reverse the market structure and the trend. So as long as you target good entry and have a proper stop loss, you will always win in the long run. It's
Right.
obviously hard to always be right. Otherwise, we will all be very rich very soon. But as long as you know you follow the rules that work, there's no way you will be losing.
Right.
Let me just check this one more time. Definitely see this as a false breakout, but I don't want to enter yet. I don't like it yet. So
You're looking for this to come down?
what's that?
You're looking for this pair to come downwards?
Yeah, I'm looking for it to come down, but I would rather. So this is another thing I do. Like I try always to be disciplined and follow my rules. I would rather risk 10, 11 pips, but to get the further confirmation, because this will if confirms as a sell, this will fall at least 45 to 95 pips, and I'm okay not entering here and losing 11, but catching 45 to 95 pips. You know what I mean? But to get the confirmation. So rather than me entering here and then this actually end up turning into the confirmed breakout, and it keeps going up, and then I lose like 40 pips. So that's how I look at it. I don't I try to play it safe as possible.
Right.
I don't chase anything.
Okay.
So yeah, let's see if we have any other questions. I don't see anything in the chat, guys. If you have anything, please share and let me know. Otherwise, we can end it, and I will obviously upload it once it gets converted on my laptop, and I will be up for definitely next 2 hours to look for some confirmations and possible good trade setups. And obviously I call it in a K2 trades alert. So hopefully we can have a good Asian London session and get some profits.
Okay.
Let's see. Ronnie, you have anything else for me? Dave? Josiah? I'm sorry if I don't pronounce that right.
I just got back in front of my computer, man. I've been out all night, but just listening in on the chat.
Okay. Yeah.
I was so quiet.
Oh no, that's fine. I was just saying, is there anything that you would like me to go over, or you want me to go again over any specific pair? I'm here, bro. I can stay as long as needed.
Let me see what I was looking at. I'm still looking at USD CAD. I know it kind of retraced back up.
Yeah,
I think it should start to fall from here because it seems like it's at the daily resistance or some type of resistance right now.
Yeah, it is. It broke up a little bit. I am honestly looking forward for this because this was the K2 signal buy. Let me switch to K2 template. You see right here. Let's zoom in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Sean actually, I think, entered this, and I am, hoping to see this further pull back up, and I will show you now why on a 4 hour. Because of this, you see this?
Yeah.
This insane uptrend has broken, confirmed, and this little higher pullback will give us amazing sell entry from this liquidity zone.
Got it.
And for that reason, I'm holding my 2 sells, and I will probably add on this little pullback up here some more.
What is that from here to where it is now, where the liquidity zone is? What is that? Another 10 pips?
So that is About 17, 18. 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hold mine too. That's
Yeah.
fine then.
Yeah, I'm definitely holding because I mean, honestly, there is nothing that will make me look that this will break up and where the hell it will go. You know, it hasn't been this high since what is it, this June 19th, so over July, August, 2.5 months pretty much.
Yeah,
And I don't see dollar being strong with everything that is going on right now. So
true. All right, cool. So that's good. Let me see if there was anything else I was in GJ, and I'm so upset that I had pulled my stop loss in profit because I knew that I was going to be out for the night. So
mhm.
I pulled it in profit too close, and it came up, hit it, and then started to drop down.
Oh yeah, I did wrote in yeah, you were busy so you didn't see. I did wrote to enter again at 129.60, so that entry is running 36 pips now, and
Yeah,
the first one is running 16 at the moment. But I definitely see it falling back down. You can observe it, but you see the bulls are trying to make this pullback, but it looks like the bears are still overwhelming them. It's not even allowing for this pullback. So he honestly might just start dropping. If you want, you can put sell stop at 129, 100.
mm,
You can try that, or just wait to see. I would definitely watch this on a lower time frame. Just wait for next 30-minute bearish candle, and once that close, you can enter sell.
yeah. I think I might do that because I don't know if I'll be able to stay up the whole London session because I was up yesterday when all the GBPs fell. But to I just have like no sleep, dude.
Okay. Were you able to catch those sell-offs?
um, I caught like half of it, but I'm building up a small account now because of all the stupidity that went on earlier.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah, you told me, unfortunately,
mhm.
yeah. I mean, you will get it back. I'm sure. It
Oh
just
yeah,
takes a little time, and I think that will be amazing practice for you.
oh yeah, definitely, man. I'm actually spending more time analyzing the charts a little bit more so that I know that I'm entering in on as least drawdown as possible.
There you go. There
You
you
know,
go.
so that's what I'm practicing now.
Yeah, I'm all on that. I mean, I trade like that as well. So
Yep.
I know you're studying. I'm proud of you. I see, I mean, you have to take it seriously. You don't have to rush with it, but at your own time, slowly, even 30 minutes a day, eventually
For sure.
it will get you to that point.
Yep. Definitely, man. Definitely. I can already see it happening. So it's just a matter of just not trying to rush. Before I was always rushing and trying to, make trades happen, and that's where I would lose money. But I'm just kind of letting it wait until I see these setups.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, wait for confirmation. Breakouts, retest. Retrace to the level, and it really shouldn't be that hard. We do have pending Euro AUD sell stop. I don't know if you got a chance to see that. So I think that's gonna trigger in a little bit because it showed beautiful rejection here. So I think it's on
Okay.
its way back down. But yeah, you can scroll up through to the premium group, and you will see.
Yeah, I'm going over all the chats now. I'll check that out.
And we do have a buy stop for gold as well, so that is still valid.
So that's the thing. I switched over from I just have Hugo left a bad taste in my mouth from some stupidity that happened with them. So I was looking for a new broker.
Hmm.
I didn't check out other than reading on the site LMFX yet. I want to try and open up an account with them, but before you mentioned them, I actually went to Traders Way
Okay.
because that's what my friend was using. But I didn't realize how that they only allow certain ways of withdrawing the
Yeah.
money.
Yeah,
Getting in my
that's why I left them. That was my actually first broker.
Oh, okay. The
Yeah.
spreads are nice, but withdrawals is gonna be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, the LMFX withdrawals are a little bit easier. I mean, I just opened last Friday account and I opened the small one just to mess with them. The
Mhm.
reason I didn't leave Hugo's way and I didn't had the issue because my main account is with them, so I didn't really needed to deposit in a long time. I've been just trading what I have there. But yeah, I agree with what you mentioned about them going through a lot of changes and change this, change that, update that. But
Yeah, I think it's
LMFX
because of so
seems
many
fine.
people. So many
Yeah,
people are joining in and doing through like the IML people. That's what they use and everything. So
yeah, they do. I mean, actually, one of my mentors, he's not from IML. He's, probably know him on Instagram. He goes by the Goldfather, Dimitri Wallace. He has Yugo's way too, but he uses withdrawal through Bitcoin.
yeah, I use Instacoin, which
Okay.
is the same thing pretty much, and that has never failed me. That's
So,
what I
how,
actually use.
so you mind telling me how does that work? Do you use it to deposit or withdraw?
I use it to deposit. So for withdrawals, now that Cash App actually allows you to have a Bitcoin wallet,
Hmm.
that's my, I haven't done it yet, but I've so many people that I know has done it. It gives you a wallet address and you can withdraw to that. They have certain limitations, but I don't plan on withdrawing too much regardless. So that's my preferred method of withdrawal. But Instacoin, you sign up an account with them, you get verified with them, and then you get to use your credit card or your debit card to purchase Bitcoin, and then deposit all in one transaction. So you put the amount of money you want to deposit, they purchase the Bitcoin at the current price and deposit it into the account. And you're good to go within less than 2 minutes. It's pretty simple and it's never been an issue. Um, I don't really see too much transaction fees. Maybe if you like, for instance, for this account, the Trader's Way, I deposited 300, and
Hmm.
in my account I got 299. So
Oh,
that's not,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
yeah.
So how would that withdrawal process then go? Let's say you wanna do to the Cash App. You said so you have Instacoin wallet, right? Once you get registered.
No, no. So I thought that's what it was, but you don't actually get a wallet address with them. Um, you would go into Hugo and choose Bitcoin as your withdrawal,
Hmm.
and the Cash App itself has the wallet address. So if you look in Cash App and you click on your little icon, you go down to Bitcoin, there's a withdraw section, and I think you have to upload a document to them to increase the limit or something. I don't quite remember what I had to do, but they literally just released this either last month or the previous month, and they actually give you your own address that you can put into the box and withdraw directly into that address.
Oh wow, that's really nice. So pretty much when it goes to your Cash App, it can go to
That's
your
it.
checking
Right,
account, right?
right to your checking account, dude. It's so much
Oh,
easier.
okay. I'm definitely about to check that out.
Yeah, if you Google it, go on Cash App's website, they probably have articles now, and they're really good. Their support, because I asked them and I said, it would be nice if you guys had this feature, and they said they were coming out with it. And sure enough, a month later, they actually released it, and that's how a lot of people are making their withdrawals.
Nice. That's actually really good.
Yeah, but
I like
this
to hear
whole
that.
VLOAD stuff is not. That's
Yeah,
not it, man.
and that was the reason I left Traders Way because um, I had also my main account with them, but I had to like withdraw for some business expense and for the school.
Mhm.
And when I was building it back up, I was also adding a little bit from my salary to accelerate building it back up. And then they had that all that vload, and I'm like I had to also do paperwork to increase because you had the
Limit.
limitation on
Yeah.
that. Yeah, and I was like, come on, man. Like
I did all of that, and then once I saw all the fees, I was like, you know what? I don't even really want to deal with this. At first, I was gonna do wire transfer, but when I realized my bank was gonna charge a fee, their bank was gonna charge a fee. It was international. It was just a headache, you know.
yeah, and the Vload actually, I think they charge you like $5 on 100, and I was like, really?
Yeah,
Um,
there's like a service charge, and then they have another charge on top of it. And I was like, yeah, it just wasn't adding up for me. That's why I stuck with Instacoin because they also accept Instacoin as well, Hugo and Traders Way.
yeah, I was like, I'm not with the Traders Way. I'm not with it. I didn't like it.
Yeah,
So,
but I'm gonna definitely. I'm looking at the which account did you open up with LMFX? I see they have three
uh,
different ones.
I did premium.
Okay.
Yeah, I did
Because I was
premium.
looking at the zero account too with the lowest because I like scalping too.
Hmm.
So if this spreads are I don't know if I can do a demo and see what the spreads are like for the zero account, but I was looking at that one.
Let's see. Let's just click here. See
And on the I guess if you go to
on
trading,
premium fixed and zero. Let's see zero. Super type spreads. Oh, okay.
so like for instance, my own strategy for right now, I do over leverage,
Yeah.
but uh, only after I find only on trades where I can find a perfect entry so that I get the 10 20 pips and then I'm out of it on to the next trade. It's kind of like those challenges we originally started but not as heavy, like it's not that aggressive,
Right.
but if the spread, like if I have a spread with a 2 pip spread and I need those extra 2 pips, it'll come down to where my take profit is and shoot right back up. So I like where there's little to no spread.
Yeah, this is actually, it says here, ideal for scalping and high volume trading. So if you have
Right.
a large account or if you like to scalp,
Mm-hmm.
I might actually consider this sometime down the line if I see some what do you call creepy stuff with Hugos.
Yeah, I mean, I'll open up a zero account. I'll let you know how it is. What
Because
was the verification process hectic, or is just a typical upload a license and whatnot?
bro, it was I literally did everything in like 30 minutes. They were so fast
Nice.
to what do you call to respond. They did ask you, okay, so I did deposit. I believe I don't know if I think it's my credit card. So what they ask you if you do that, they ask you to take selfie of yourself holding your card. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can cover the numbers. Just show the last four numbers of your card, and expiration date should be visible, and your name on the card. So pretty much cover like with one finger the first rows of the numbers, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yep. Exactly. So on the premium account, you see how it says commission per lot is X'd out? They don't. What does that mean? They don't charge a commission at all?
I
Is
guess
they
I
just make
guess
their
I
money
guess
off the
they
spread?
don't. Yeah, I think they make money off of the spread.
Wow.
It says
Okay.
competitive spreads, but let's see. Up to 60 lots in a single trade.
When you have time, if you could just like take a quick screenshot of on the MT4 with this account with the spreads of the each pair.
Yeah,
And
I can. Let me just. I'll be right. Let me get my phone. I think I left it charging. I'll be right back.
okay.
All right, let me do it now. Actually, they are not bad. They are not super tight though, definitely. Okay.
So comparing it to Hugo's, is it about the same or?
It's a little bit more. So right now, spread on EU is 1.2, and on Hugo's way should be like at least twice better.
Okay.
So I'm gonna send you. Okay, here we go. So this is LMFX, and let me switch to Hugo's. Damn, actually, it looks like about the same. Really? Let me send you a screenshot. It's a little bit better on Hugo's. I can tell just by immediately looking at it.
Okay.
So first one is LMFX. Second one is Hugo's. I just sent you in Telegram.
Got you. Okay.
So it's not big difference, honestly. It's, you know, slight difference.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay. G. What's the spread for like GA or GN?
On LMFX?
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
It's so funny looking at the GBP, some of their spreads during spread hour.
Oh, bro, 30 pips, it's crazy. So for GA, it's right now 4.1. For GN,
Okay.
5.8. That is
Gotcha.
LMFX. Let me see on Hugo's now. On Hugo's, GN 3.3. Oh, bro, that is 1.5 pip better.
Yeah,
That's
no.
actually that's a big difference.
Traders Way, it's even tighter too.
And GA, yeah, GA 2.8 only. Wow, yeah, it's actually, it's better, yeah, it's better. Pip and a half, that's actually notable, especially like if you trade 10 lots, that's, you know, bigger difference.
Definitely. Oh yeah.
That's $150.
Exactly. As soon as you place the trade, that's how much you're down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna try this zero account out, see how that is. I'll try and sign up for it in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can deposit small amount, play with it, see how you like it, and you know. The reason I went to LMFX is because I have a friend that, you know, I mean I've been I'm in one group with, and we've been trading for over 2 years together as well. And she actually has a, you know, decent account size with them, and she said she never had any problems with them.
Nice. That's good to know. Good to know for sure.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, okay, I definitely trust you. You know, I know you for a long time, and you know, we traded. And she said that's the only broker she ever had.
Okay.
And another thing I'll tell you, it's funny because their headquarters are in Macedonia, I believe. Where was the address? I'm pretty sure it says it was in Macedonia. Let's find the address. Wait, I think I got it in an email or something. Let me check 1 second. Because I have a lot of friends in capital of Macedonia, so I was like, even if they do something funny, I can send one of the friends over there and see what is up.
Exactly.
That's why I was like,
no, that's cool.
Yeah, definitely. From Skopje, Macedonia. The Daniel Harris emailed me. I'll send you a screenshot.
Okay.
And I'll show you the screenshot also of the how I sent the picture. It'll look funny. Where are you at? Okay, there we go. So I'm sending you a screenshot, you know, how they asked me to send them, and you see the address above my selfie. So there, that you can tell they are in Skopje, and I have few friends living there, so.
Okay.
But I don't see any issue with them.
Oh man. All right. So yeah, that sounds good. I'm gonna see what they got going on.
Hey, gold pushing. Let's go, baby. Let me update this for Miss Lisa. She just asked. There we go. All right. Well, just let me know. I mean, like I said, I'll you know, I don't know how long you will be up, but I'll be up for another like 2 hours. So, just let me know if there's anything you want me to take a look at, and I'll definitely do that. But I'm gonna try to be up for like 2 more hours.
Okay.
Let's see if I can spot something good. But I think gold will overnight trigger this buy stop and finally break, keep rallying up.
Yeah, man. That's I can't even trade gold really that like unless it's the perfect entry, like no drawdown. The trader's way. I can only trade it with 10 cents.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah.
So that shit is like nerve-wracking. I gotta watch the fucking trade. Otherwise,
Yeah, sweating.
yeah, exactly. So I mean that I missed out on a lot of those calls, those nice calls that you did.
Yeah. I mean, you know, life. It's obligation. So
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. We will catch them. We will catch them. I'll look for some. Let me update for her like this because I didn't realize it had that K2 signal in it. GJ alert. Looks like GJ is giving retrace. Yeah, that's why I was like, wait for it. Yeah, MI come retrace. Yep.
Yep. I was watching it too when I was out earlier. I was watching it go down. I was like, and I hate jumping in a trade from my phone without looking at the charts first and looking at where the different zones are.
Right.
I didn't even jump in. I was just kind of looking at it go down, and by the time I went home, I saw that it was kind of the candles were smaller, so it's losing momentum. So I just left it alone.
Right. Yeah. That's why I was like, either wait for the 30-minute bearish candle, or if it breaks this, you can sell it on the rally. No need to chase.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me just make sure I see the chat. Ronnie, okay, no problem, my man. You're welcome. Sorry for the little later response. We kind of got carried away with some topics, but yeah, I mean, you guys always, you can, message me on Telegram, and I will always try to answer as soon as possible in case you need me to check something or ask opinion on. So I'm gonna, like I already said, I'll try to stay up for about 2 more hours, see if we can get some setups for moves during the London, and hopefully we catch some good pips. So if no further questions, I'm gonna end it now, and I'll get it uploaded as soon as it converts on my laptop, so others can have chance to see what we went over. So yeah.
Is LMFX on MT4 on the phone?
Yeah, I mean, you just so once you register, obviously you get the account information, and you would just log in into regular MT4, but they might have their own Meta. I know they have their own MetaTrader for a computer. I'm not sure if they have app.
Oh, you know what? Because okay, so I was looking for. I clicked on the wrong thing. I was looking for the demo account on the phone because I was just opening up a demo right now. I found it.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
Yeah, but they do have demo as well, so you can test if you want just demo. It's, you know.
Oh yeah, no. I usually I open the demo just to keep it on my phone, and then I'm gonna open up that zero account now, and then just look at the charts for a little bit. I'll probably stay up until about 1:15, 1:30, and pass out.
Okay, well, let me know. Is actually that zero account bigger difference than the premium that I have? Because then I might open that zero and put like 1,000 in it, and try some scalping. Because I
Yeah,
haven't really scalped too much, but K2 is really good for it. So
definitely.
might just play with it. Because if the spread is really tight, why not?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the plan. I'll let you know. I'll take some screenshots of the spreads and send it over once I have it up.
Yeah, cool. And I'll try to, I'm pretty sure Sean is about getting home now. So I'll try to call him, see if we have any updates from developer about EA, because he hasn't given me any update in about weeks. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, that's fine, man. Let me know. I'll be here for a bit.
okay, sounds good. Well, thanks guys for joining, and hopefully next Wednesday we can do it again, and we'll keep in touch in the chat.
All right, cool. Appreciate you, man.
No problem, brother. Have a good
Yeah.
night, all.